and just I give you guys some thoughts as well as how the Lord's just been speaking to me recently. And as you guys all know, it's a tough time. There's a battle right now for truth, for understanding, and people have made up their minds and their conclusions to what they believe is true. And one of the things that the Lord has just been really encouraging me with is not only all of your comments and just the encouragement that you have been giving me with regards to how the Lord's been speaking to you. And I can tell when it's genuine. I can tell when it's from a place of knowledge and understanding as well. And for others, it's from a genuine place too, but it's from a place where they don't have the understanding or the knowledge of what's going on in the world. And they're battling with media, they're battling with the news and what they believe to be true and all that. And so it's very deceptive and it's very tough for people to discern. And, I was reminded of when Jesus was crucified on the cross. And one of the things that he said was, Lord, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. And so that's what the Lord was just encouraging me to say, because as much as I can, rebuke and just give my point of view, a lot of people will come back and say, where is it? Where's your proof? Where's this? And so we're in a tough in between right now where, like I've said before, people are really being separated and you're taking a position only for the Lord to do something for which, obviously I still believe and I know how the Lord speaks with regards to that prophetic word that he gave me. But of course, I also had to repent for I had time bound, and I thought certain timelines would be what would also come to pass. And the Lord's been speaking to me about that too. And I've also done a video on that with regards to how I've basically sinned in that way and thinking God would work in a certain time period. But again, the Lord's just been comforting me and just speaking to me, just saying, hold fast to the promise that I gave you, hold fast to the victory that I'm about to give to this nation. People don't know it. People don't understand it. But soon what's going to happen is, a move of God that will take us to the next level of revival, to the next level of spiritual awakening. And it's happening in pockets. Some people don't realize it. And I've had the fortunate, epiphany of understanding it from the political perspective and from the higher level. Others are wrestling with it at the lower level and, in whatever life circumstance people are going through. And so last night I was just praying, and again, I'm open, right? I'm always open to correction and rebuke and everything. But there's certain things where I know clearly the Lord has given me as a word of encouragement. And so, of course, I'm not. A lot of people are saying, yeah, you're holding to your pride, you're holding to whatever, and I'm not. I really am not, and I really believe that the Lord has spoken to me in a certain way. And as I've been wrestling, and if you can imagine, like, put yourself in my shoes, right? Put yourself in my shoes, really trying to get this right, because again, I don't want to get it wrong in the sense that I'm deceiving hundreds of thousands of people. I want to get it right where I want to say what the Lord wants me to say and the heart behind that. And of course, he's using a broken person, a sinner saved by grace, to do that. And so in that process, I'm being refined as well. But I was wrestling with the Lord last night and just really asking him, Lord, and I do this off and on, but I'm like really in my just urgency. I said, Lord, speak to me tonight, Lord, speak to me tonight, if at all possible, through a dream or something, just to reaffirm for me that you are indeed moving people to something, to a new state, to a new country, to from the old to the new, or whatever it is, Father, because I know you have been speaking to me about revival. I know you have been speaking to me about the oncoming spiritual awakening and the eyes of those that have so been blinded and deceived for so long, for that to be open. And so just comfort me in that. And so, the dream he gave me, and I'll just share it briefly. There's a lot of vivid detail that I'm just going to pass over. I'm going to give you guys just a summary of it. But again, the Lord speaks to me in various ways through dreams and visions or impressions on my heart, or just different ways that seem coincidental, but it's just his sovereign way of affirming things to me. And so, again, take this dream to the Lord. I believe I have what the dream is and the interpretation, but I'll just say what it is. In the dream, we were doing a bunch of stuff, and I'll just pass over it. And as we were approaching what was a basically like a airport security checkpoint, around me were a lot of people I knew, a lot of Christians, a lot of Christians that I just recognized from wherever, and there was a lot of us, and there was lines of just security checkpoints, just like at the airport. You have a thing that you go through, and then you get to the other side, and then you go to your terminal or whatever it is. And so I was going through this security checkpoint, and I was one of the very, very first to go through. So so in my work previously, I travel a lot for work, and so I have, I'm very comfortable with how to get through the airport security. I have access to all the different ones, like TSA pre or the priority, and all the different lanes. So when I look at it, I know how to get through it, and I know how to navigate through that circumstance of if it's a short line, long line, how to like kind of calculate that. And so I was doing my thing. I just went to the short line. I took out whatever I need to take out. I dumped out whatever. And so all of that stuff that was familiar to me. I just did that quickly. I got out to the other side, and I felt like I was just waiting for a lot of people because I was one of the first to be there. And I look back and I see just a lot of people, whether they were struggling with getting their stuff ready, whether they were struggling with, hesitation of moving forward through the security line, hesitation in just following the other people that were behind them. There were people that were also just not willing to go through, and there was others that just happily abided and just got their stuff ready, put it in the conveyor belt, and just kind of walked through. And I just remember the Lord in that moment, as I was in that dream, just speaking to me and just saying, look at your people, look at my people that are crossing to the other side. And I didn't know exactly where we were going, but I did feel and had discernment that the Lord was really moving us to somewhere better, somewhere, where God was going to really work, and he was going to allow his presence to be known, that his glory would be shown. And that process of getting through security and that process of waiting for others to come through is going to be very painful, because just like how, you're a mom or, dad or whatever, and you have your kids going through the security line at the airport, and some of the kids don't know what to do. Maybe you have a grandparent or somebody, they are confused at how to get through, and you're already on the other side. But looking back, you're seeing people, and you can't go back the other way. You can't go back through the security line to grab people and bring them over. They have to walk through themselves. They have to know how to, take their shoes off. They have to know how to take their laptops out or whatever it is to get through to the other side. And I just remember for a while just standing there, looking back through the line and just saying, guys, come on, get over here. And really encouraging people to just do whatever it is that they had to do to get themselves ready to go through the security through to the point of no return, basically. And I was just reminded, and the Lord speaking to me just at that time, just him saying, there's a lot of people that are struggling to get to the other side. There's a lot of people that are hesitating. There's a lot of people that are taking a longer time than you. They don't know how to take their shoes off, and they don't know how to take their laptops out. They don't know how to take out whatever it is to get through. And though you were able to get through very quickly, there are others that you need patience for, and that you need to just allow them to go through their own journey, for the TSA officers to tell them what to do, and to really coach them through, and to inform them of what the proper protocol is. And I remember just the Lord for that moment for a while, and some of us were already on the other side, just kind of waiting, chit-chatting, and just looking forward to what was to come beyond this. And, some things happened after that, but basically I woke up, and I just was, lying there and just thinking about the dream, and just how the Lord, as I wrestled with him, how good he is, and just being able to speak to me in that way. And again, I'm not saying that, every time you demand the Lord to speak to you in a dream, he'll answer you, but in my unique way of how the Lord speaks to me, and how I wrestle with the Lord, and especially with now the influence I have speaking to, so many of you guys, I really believe that the Lord allows me to have that discernment and that kind of access. And again, I'm not saying that I know more than anybody, but in this season, the Lord's really just been comforting me and saying, Chris, you need to be one to go first and to really encourage people at this time, because nobody can see. And whatever news you think you have, whatever sites you're going to, whatever things you believe is to be true, God's removing even all of that. And he's saying, just trust me in this process, because I'm going to get you through to the other side, and people are going to see soon, and they're going to be awakened soon. But for now, just keep persevering and just keep encouraging my people. And for others that are in that, whether you're interceding, whether you're praying, whether you're also in my situation, trying to convince your parents, your family, your friends, or whoever it is that are skeptical, is just wanting me to encourage you to just, stay close to him, to lean into him, and just be patient, because a lot of people want instant gratification. They want things to be known now. And again, like I've said before, he's exposing the hearts of many people. And for others, showing a lot of grace, because like the Lord said, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. And so as much as stones are being thrown, as much as people are making conclusions and judgments, I really believe that this is one of the toughest times, because the war is going on for your mind, for information, and for what the Lord is trying to do to get you to wake up, because this really is a great awakening, and it has to be done in this way, such that people would really be shaken awake. They would see the glory of God, and that they would understand, the folly of their ways. And I'm not here to rebuke and just say, hey, you're wrong. It's, I want to convince you of this. But it's really just, again, like I've said before, to get you closer to the Lord, to get you to wake up and to really seek him first. Because if you do seek him, and if you are really understanding of what's going on in the world, from a spiritual sense, then I think the Lord would be able to wake you and to allow you to see. And some people, he's going to allow that veil to be closed for some time, such that when it's open to you, then you would give that glory back to him, that you would really then in your heart see what is being changed. And so again, guys, I'm coming from a place of humility, where I'm saying, Lord, I just want to speak what you are wanting me to speak, and what is truth. And I hold true to the promises, and I hold true to what many other prophetic voices are still holding true to and standing firm. And so I want to encourage you guys with that. Love you guys, and I'll keep praying for you guys as well as for myself. And so please pray for me too. Getting a lot of slack and heat, but every time I go against or come against somebody, I want to be able to speak in wisdom, in grace, and in love,